Hey everyone, Ted Branshaw here, Farm Bill biologist with the Southeastern Grasslands Initiative and Quail Forever, here with another Invasive of the Week video for you guys. This time we're looking at Japanese honeysuckle, scientific name being Lonicera japonica, in the Caprifoliaceae family. So let's take a look. So this here is Japanese honeysuckle, this right here. It's in neither fruit nor flower right now, which is typically a bad thing, because that's how you identify plants consistently and accurately, typically. But this is a pretty easy to identify plant, and I'll have images and I'll speak on the flowers and fruits at the end of the video, but I'm just going to get into the leaves and stem and what it has now for this. And this is being filmed in July, and so that's why it has neither. It flowers earlier in the spring and then it fruits in the fall. So it has a reddish green stem when it's younger, as you can see here, and as it ages it will get browner and more woody, and eventually on the mature stems will have shreddy bark. The stems are also quite pubescent. They have little fuzz on them, and so do the leaves. The leaves are opposite and simple. So opposite meaning that the leaves come out directly opposite each other, and simple meaning that from this you have the main stem of the plant here. This is the petiole, or the stem of the leaf, and off of this first stem, coming off of the main stem, there's one leaf. This is a native vine, trumpet creeper, right next to it, and so you have a main stem here, the first stem of the leaf here, and then you have all these little leaflets. This is a compound leaf, not Japanese honeysuckle. So simple, opposite, and then also entire. Entire meaning that leaf margin, just that it's not serrated or anything, it's got a smooth leaf margin. And again, opposed to this native vine in a different family, which has serrations. And it is a twining vine, so it likes to wrap around plants, as you can see it doing here, and it doing on this one. And it is a pretty ornamental, and the flowers can be tasty. The nectar's really sweet, but it does get quite aggressive, and if this little patch is left unchecked, there's a chance that it'll eventually choke just about all of this little patch out, which native vines really won't do. So that helps narrow it down, as well as to it being an invasive. To manage it, the problem with this is that it also is rhizomous, meaning it has underground stems that it can reproduce and spread through. And it is a vine, but if you were to track that back far enough, it would root in the ground somewhere. And so just mowing it won't be enough. It can grow back. So herbicides are typically needed. Spring burns and persistent mowing, when done right, can do the job, but herbicide is a good route with this. And one of the things that make this so competitive as a species, this is an extra young little stem here, is simply that it holds on to its leaves much longer, if not all year. It's semi-evergreen, and with places with milder winters, it'll hold on to its leaves, even though it's not needled or super thick and leathery like other semi-evergreen to evergreen plants. But that can help you identify it, because it might still have its leaves in, say, December, and then you can spray it with herbicide even then, when nothing else is active and you don't have to worry about drift as much. One last thing about the leaves, to differentiate from some of the native Lonicera, which is this genus, is the fact that all of its leaves will be some basic opposite like this, where, if I can get it to work, the I have an image of it, but the leaves will basically wrap around the stem and connect on the native honeysuckles. I can't get it to fold like I want. So the leaves at the end will wrap around the stem and form a disc, where in this it doesn't. So here's an image of the flowers. It flowers in the earlier spring, so around May to June, and it flowers typically in pairs and on the in the leaf axils, so it'll appear like it's coming out of where the leaves come out of. And they are white. Sometimes they have a little bit of pink on them when they're younger, and they'll turn yellow with age. They're, you know, half an inch to inch and a half long, tubular, generally with two lobes, or two lips rather, and the upper lip will have four different lobes, and the bottom lip will have the one lobe, and then you can see the stamen sticking out quite far in this image. And these are very sweet, nectared, and they are safe to eat as long as they haven't been sprayed with herbicide or anything. The nectar is, at least. And then here is an image of the fruits. Fruits from September to October. The berries are black, glossy, smooth, only about a quarter-inch long, so quite small with 2 or 3 seeds. And the berries are single or paired on stalks from the leaf axils, same as the flowers.